Hello everyone and welcome to Noodle Journey. Today I'm reviewing Samyang Buldak stew type. We've seen a ton of Buldak varieties before now, and they've all been sauced noodles, not soups. But what's funny is that I see people on Reddit who either can't read the package directions or they want to try to beat the spice of Buldak by turning it into a soup and adding a couple cups of water to dilute it, or just not draining it as instructed. And while that certainly is something you could try, chemically, adding water to spice doesn't really help. It just spreads the spice around more of your taste buds while diluting the other flavors. And it is certainly not the way the other Buldak ramen flavors are intended to be eaten. So yes, this package of noodles is actually designed to capture that regular hot chicken flavor and burn your ass off in soup or stew form. Now, Buldak stew looks deceptively like the regular Buldak packaging, so make sure if you want to buy this that it has the stew type logo at the top right. Otherwise, there's no difference in price between this and most of the stir-fry Buldak varieties, around $2 for a single pack, $7 to $10 for a 5-pack, or this also comes in a bowl version for $3 or so. It should be available on most online noodle retailers and in your local Asian grocery store. So let's dive into this package and see just how painful a stew broth can be. Sodium count is 1,870 milligrams, or 81% of your daily allowance. That is about in line with other red chili Korean soups, so that's not surprising. Now inside we've got my special favorite flat fried Buldak noodles. I love these. And we've got a liquid soup packet and a dried garlic seasoning powder. Now, based on the ingredients, the liquid packet is similar to the basic Buldak sauce we've seen before, but I did notice some interesting differences. Mainly, there is no curry powder listed, opting for a more straightforward and typical blend of soy sauce, red pepper, and artificial chicken seasoning. The powder packet, in addition to garlic, as it says right here, contains some thickening agents like potato starch and egg white, along with chives, sesame seeds, seaweed, red pepper, and sugar. Now this is not vegetarian like some of the other Buldak varieties because the noodles themselves, according to the ingredient list, contain seafood extract for some sweet umami goodness. That's interesting. You know what? I'm actually going to grab a couple out of the bag right here, see if they taste any different. Huh. Funny enough, yeah, they're just a little more seafoody. Yeah, that's interesting. Wow. So while these might look the same as the other flat Buldak noodles, they are definitely not made the same way. So let's get to cooking. And here we are. I'm sort of reminded of the spicy red soups I've had from Otogi, Nangshim, Paldo, those guys. But this does appear to be a much thicker broth and certainly much deeper in color. And the smell is definitely Buldak adjacent. It sort of has that sweet and smoky scent that you might automatically associate with Buldak sauces. I think this is going to be a real treat, so let's give it a try. Well, this is nice. Now, the noodles, texturally speaking, are pretty much identical to those flat Buldak noodles you already may be familiar with from some of their other products. And of course, they have that added seafood extract in them. Flavor-wise, these noodles are great. And texture-wise, they are holding up really well in soup form at the moment. But as with many Korean noodles, you're probably going to want to eat them before they get mushy. As of right now, nice chewiness and thickness, just like always. Excellent flavor from them on their own. So 9 out of 10 for the noodles. Now the spice level is a little surprising in that this is not quite as burn your ass off as the other Buldak varieties are. In fact, I think this is probably the mildest one that I've had so far. That's not to say it's not hot. It certainly is. But compared to other Buldaks, yeah, a little tame. So I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10 on the spiciness scale. And so now the flavor. This is very reminiscent of the flavor of other Korean red chili soups I've had before, like Shin Ramen or Jin or Namja, in that you are going to taste some nice salty and umami notes from both the noodles and the broth, along with your usual suspects like onion and, of course, garlic as a seasoning, because that one packet was a garlic seasoning. And it's very noticeable and it's very tasty, and it's not at all muted by the other flavors. The Buldak chili pepper blend doesn't really have a noticeably different taste from other brands' chili pepper blends, but of course it is spicier. And it is also a little sweet, too. Sweeter than I was expecting, even though I know there's sugar in the dried packet. And I will edit this out, but after I took a bite, I went and grabbed the package out of the trash and noticed that there is also high fructose corn syrup listed in the ingredients. So that's in here, if that's something that may bother you. It's not distractingly sweet. I think it works really well with the other flavors. It basically creates a sweet and spicy profile. And the flakes are actually pretty decent this time. Lots of sesame seeds, lots of chives, little piece of red pepper there. It is much more plentiful than in the sauced varieties that we've seen so far. And also I really like the consistency of this broth. I like how thick it is. They weren't kidding when they called this stew, because it is denser than your average chili broth. Really nice texture. This is pretty damn good. Excellent flavor, excellent noodles. This is worth a 9 out of 10 overall. So with that said, I don't know that with its 6 out of 10 spice level, this is necessarily a replacement for similar soups like Shin, but the impressive quality of the noodles and the complex sweet and spicy flavor profile mean I will almost definitely buy this again. If you're curious about how Buldak works in soup form, don't try to hack the sauce versions with water, just go buy this one instead. And just let me say that while the spice is more tolerable than some others, this is still really only for spice lovers. So if you've tried this, let me know how it stacks up for you in the comments. Or of course, let me know if you have any questions. More Buldak spiciness is coming up next, and I will keep going until I've finished reviewing my entire Buldak backlog. Until then, please like this video and subscribe, and I will see you next time on Noodle Journey.